taken some time to join us today. Let's first check if you can hear me, and if you can see me well, please let me know in the chat pod. Yes, okay, the sound is great. Hi from Germany, welcome. While other people are joining our live session, let's get to know each other a little bit better. First, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Anne. I'm 23 years old and I work on Combin marketing team, and I'm all into webinars. I enjoy looking for brand new topics in social media, Instagram in particular, and then share my knowledge with you during these online meetings. So where are you from? How old are you? And what is the win for you today? Okay. Arizona. Hi from Poland. Switzerland. Such an international company we have today. Houston. Micro is a bit too close to microphone. And what about now? What about the sound now? Brazil. Welcome. Okay. So while other people are joining us, let's speak a little bit about today and about our webinars in general. I already hosted several meetings dedicated to Combin app and its main features. Also, there was a webinar dedicated to effective hashtag strategy, and also Combin Q&A session where attendees had a wonderful opportunity to ask not only me, but also a representative of our development team everything they wanted to know about Combin. We had a great discussion, so next time do not be shy to join us. The replay of all the webinars I just told you about, you can watch on Combin official YouTube channel, and the link of it you can see on your screen right now. And now I will open a pop-up window for you. This will be available for 3 minutes more. So the link will be available for 3 minutes. Take your time, go to YouTube and subscribe to Combin YouTube channels in order to be aware of all the webinars that were there. Okay, and on the next slide, you can see the date of upcoming webinars. So on March the 19th, there will be a new webinar dedicated right to new version release, where I and the representative of Combin development team will tell you all about new features that were already introduced in new version release. And on April the 4th, there will be the second Combin Q&A session, and I'm happy to inform you that there also will be a representative of Combin development team. So you will have a perfect chance to get any of your technical questions answered. Tomorrow on our official website, combin.com, you will find a link to register for the webinar that will be on March the 19th. So stay tuned. And coming back to today's webinar, I can tell you that you've made a really right thing coming there, because this is the most comprehensive, the most strategy-packed and actionable free training Combin team has ever offered. Only today I will be sharing the exact tips, strategies and hacks that our clients never received before and will never receive anywhere except this live webinar. So by the end of the webinar, you will have learned the most common mistakes that users usually make while using Combin. Also, I will give you the best recommendations for best searches by users and by posts, and many other useful Combin options that you probably saw but didn't know how to use. My promise you, I'm not going to waste your time during this 40-minute session, and you will leave today's webinar with a question in your head. Why? Why didn't I know it earlier? So I think it's high time we got down to the best part of our webinar: tips, recommendations, hacks, all you need to know about Combin in order to promote your Insta account faster and safer. Are you ready, guys? Tell me in the comments. Yes. Yeah, that's great. Excellent. One last thing for you to know before we start. Screenshots that you're going to see during today's presentation are taken from Combin new beta version. Those people who haven't yet seen it will now be enjoying new interface and a bit of new features. More on that version and the features you'll learn on the 19th of March. So without any further ado, let's go. As you could have probably noticed, Combin operating principles is based on searches. You know that there are search by posts and search by users. It seems to be pretty simple. Just launch Combin, set the options needed for every search, and wait till the results matching your query start displaying. But they don't. You're waiting for 3, 5, 10 minutes, still no results or a few. You're getting angry and thinking like, why on earth Combin doesn't want to work for me today? Where are new people? Where are my followers? But wait, maybe it's not Combin to blame? Actually, there can be different reasons for the applications to fail loading search results for your query. And the first reason is that the hashtag you search by is banned on Instagram. Yes, you've heard it right. In case you're not familiar with that issue, something as simple and innocent as woman that is used on the regular by beauty and fashion brands and various social platforms may turn out to be banned due to being frequently used for content violating Instagram community guidelines. So posts under the banned hashtags are not available to reach within Instagram, therefore Combin cannot obtain them as well. So make sure that the hashtag you use for Combin search is not banned. How to check it? Is it banned or no banned? So check the availability of hashtags. You can, for checking this, you can use services like InstaVest, for example, or you can check if it is banned or not banned via Instagram application directly. If you don't know how to do it, ask me in comments. I will tell you about that at the end of the webinar during our Q&A session. So the first tip for today, make sure that the hashtag you use for Combin search is not banned. The second issue is that location search area is too broad. Searches by country, city, region, or state names bring no results or very few after a long time. This is actually one of the most frequent problems that our users write about this to our support team. The thing is that the Combin finds posts by specific places Instagram users tag their posts within. This can be streets, shops, parks, museums, clubs, restaurants, libraries, anything. Selecting a more general location causes the application firstly find all the smaller places within that, and then all the posts tagged within each. And as a result, the application generates the results for hours. And advice for you here will be, pick a more specific location and search again. The next issue is considered both hashtags and location. Search by both hashtags and location can also bring no results or a very few because of you using unpopular hashtag in combination with unpopular or too broad location area. There simply could be no post under the requested hashtag within the area you search. And in this case, I advise you to select the same location and combine it with a more popular tag than the previous one that you just used, or select another more targeted location in combination with more popular hashtag. You'll see it works. So one more time. If you get very few results on combination location plus hashtag, select more targeted location in combination with more popular hashtags. Now, I'd like to draw your attention to the location and time options that you need to specify while setting a new search. Speaking about location, you can tap it manually, or you can click on to interactive map and define the radius here manually also, or you can leave the location box empty, allowing Combin to search for posts or users anywhere. And it is exactly the thing I advise you to do if you are not an owner of local-based business, of course, and if city, country, continent your followers will be from do not really matter for you. So choose anywhere in the location box and you're guaranteed to get as many results as possible. The same thing I can tell you about specifying the time box. The more you limit the period within which Combin is going to look for posts, the less results will be shown to you at the end of the search. Of course, if you search by some popular hashtag like coffee, for example, time period does not matter there. There will be lots of results anyway. But if you search by local or brand hashtags, it's quite another story. So the conclusion here, if there is no difference for you for when the peak was posted last week or last year, skip this option and leave the box unspecified. Particular attention I will give today to Combin machine learning analysis feature. In case you forgot or didn't know about that feature well, I'll explain it to you what it is. Machine learning analysis feature filters out accounts that are highly likely not interested in interacting with you back. This can be celebrities or shops or spam accounts. So if you enable the analyze users when searching setting in the search tab in order to detect and filter out irrelevant users, you'll save lots of time, and also you will save your daily Instagram limits for interacting with real, potentially interested accounts. Do not underestimate this option, and I strongly recommend you to enable it every time you search for. Actually, this is tip number 6. If we speak about Combin machine learning analysis, it's available for both search by hashtags and search by users. What cannot be said about user must be active last week option. This option is only available if you perform search by users. It's logical, okay? And I insist on you enabling this feature every single search you perform. By allowing Combin sort inactive people out of your way, you get a kind of guarantee that the account you're planning to interact with is not a bot, a fake, or something like that. And then the chances for great engagement are higher. So enable the user must be active last week setting to boost chances of great engagement. Following our conversation about search by users, I would like to ask you now, what category of users do you usually select and search by? Is it followers, followings, commenters, likers? Please let me know in the chat. Followers, organic followers, commenters, okay, interesting. People who interact. How do you detect them? All of them never know what is better. Likers are quite easy to get. Followers and hashtags, commenters and likers. Okay, those who select likers and commenters are in the most scoring position. Again, logic is simple here. Choosing to interact with likers or commenters, you choose the most active people on Instagram. It's logic. Just think of yourself. How many posts you just roll down without liking or commenting on them? I'm sure enough, if not all of them. And if you like or comment on them, this can mean that you are really open for engagement, that you are an active person. The same thing about other people. So no more words about that. Now you know what to choose while setting search by users. Next thing I would like to speak about is filter option. Filter option is located at the right upper corner of the window. Very many of you guys simply forget that there is such a possibility to filter the results found by Combin once they are ready. Thus, you can sort out people or posts that you have already liked or commented on before. Nobody wants to seem too importunate, right? It's also able to sort out your followings, followers, unfollowed people. It helps you really to save some time and Combin action limits, if it is starter plan, for interacting with new audiences and for widening your list of followers. There are some other filter options that can be useful, so please check it out next time you organize a new search. And now, it's time to speak about interaction with people or posts that you have found. You know that via Combin you can easily perform liking, following, commenting on posts and all in one click. Combin shows you the results sorted by default, but you can easily change it. So if we speak about posts found by hashtag search, you can sort the result either by number of comments or likes or date of publishing or by default. And if we speak about sort by users, here it's possible to search users either by default or by number of followers. Sorting the results can help you find most popular accounts within one particular search. And now it's up to you to decide what accounts you are going to interact with. most popular, least popular, or golden middle ones. I'll just give you now a food for thought. If the account you're going to interact with has over like 10,000 followers and thousands of likes and comments under each post, what are the chances of them noticing your like or your comment? Not high, I guess. That is why I personally prefer to interact with accounts that have less than 10,000 followers. But still, it is just my opinion and my recommendation. You may have absolutely another strategy that works. So if so, share your method in the chat and we will speak about that at the end of the webinar during our Q&A session. Okay. The next thing, further to what I have already said today, I'd like to give you a small tip about interaction. The tip is, you should aim not to only finding new followers, new clients, or new customers, and like and comment only on new people's posts, but you should also be able to make people who already follow you stay. By saying that, I mean not only creating and publishing interesting content that you certainly do, but I also mean interaction with your followers list from time to time. It's an obligatory thing you need to do. So in case you don't know how to do it, I'll show it right now. So you go to users, then click followers, then just select all of them and like their last post. Organize tasks via Combin on commenting or liking their posts at least once a week. And you'll see that your followers will be happy to provide you with huge giving back. That's for sure. The next thing is about using account activity statistics. Just a few months ago, Combin development team released a new version of Combin, which implies this long-awaited feature available only for personal and business plan users. It's important to keep track of all changes on your Instagram page. Why? Because having all these numbers on hand and analyzing the information helps continuously improve an Instagram growth strategy and therefore boosting the chances of successful attraction new wide audience, new wide followers. So the tip here is simple. Check your account statistics at least once in 2-3 days, see the difference, and make some changes in your marketing strategies if needed. So how are you guys? Aren't you tired of getting so much information now? Let me know in the comments if you want me to provide you with some more Combin hacks. Yes, more tips, more hacks. Please go ahead. Okay, let's go then. As you know, Combin allows its users to set the task process intensity. In case you don't know where to find it, I'll show it to you right now. So you go to Tools, then Preferences, then Activities, and here it is, Task Process Intensity. Combin automatically selects Optimal, but you can change it to Safe or Risky mode anytime. One of the questions on my previous webinar was, what would happen if I turn from safe to risky mode, for example? So what happens? The most obvious thing, Combin starts working faster and tasks are completed hugely faster than usually. If all of this sounds so great, why then it is called risky, you would ask me. The thing is that our app works in accordance with Instagram daily and hourly limits, which are different for every user, for every account. The factors as date of registration, number of followers, and average activity rate matter while establishing these limits. We don't know these limits for sure because we just think that these factors matter, but in fact, nobody never knows it. If you choose optimal or risky mode, you will reach those limits sooner and you'll see waiting for Instagram callback message from Combin. If it happens several times, just once in half a year, it's not a big problem. But if it happens with your account regularly, it can lead to more dangerous consequences because it looks suspicious. So my recommendation would be try not to abuse that risky mode and gradually schedule more tasks each week, and then the amount of allowed Instagram actions for your account will be increasing. And then Combin will respectively be able to process more tasks hourly and daily. The next thing I'd like to tell you about is setting those tasks that we just told about. Usually, people are used to setting too many bulky tasks, like, for example, like 1,000 posts, comment on 500 posts, and follow 1,000 people. Probably they think that the more huge task they set, the faster Combin completes all of them and promotion is going on faster. But that's completely wrong. As you already know, Combin works in accordance with these hourly daily Instagram limits that are different for each particular account. So the more tasks you set, the faster these limits will be reached. The huger these tasks are, the faster these limits will be reached. And you'll see waiting for Instagram callback message from Combin. My advice for you here: do not overload Combin with too many huge tasks. You'd better try to create multiple small tasks instead of a couple big batches, and then they will progress faster. And the last but not the least recommendation for you today is about Combin app itself. I strongly recommend to keep Combin clean. Imagine Combin as a new luxurious car that you've just bought. Of course, you want it to work for many years ahead. That's why you take care of it. You take it to car service center from time to time and try to prevent it from any kind of accidents. The same thing here. If you want Combin to work fast without any kind of inner problems and bugs, just clean the history of searches and delete tasks that you don't need anymore. You can't imagine how much it will contribute to Combin faster operation on your device. So the situation that you can see on your screens right now, it is no, it is absolutely impossible. You should not do so. So the tip, the last but not the least tip: regularly delete Combin history of searches and tasks for more effective work. So that's all I wanted to tell you about. Now, I think that we should start our Q&A session. Please let me know in the comments your impressions about today's presentation and share maybe some other tips, some other recommendations, some other hacks that work personally for you. I personally, and I think other users, would be very glad to know them. Now I'll have a sec to read our chat. Okay. I agree with interacting with my followers, and I do this by liking a lot of their last posts. However, it would be nice to separate people into a list: close friends via Instagram followers. That way I don't leave my usual common comments in friends profile where it can seem very robotic or unfriendly. Yes, I agree. That's a great idea. I will tell about that to our development team, because I know that this option is already available on Instagram. You can, when you post a story, you can choose either to show it to only your close friend list or to all of the followers. So I think this idea maybe will be introduced. How do you find your commenting limit for your account? No way to find it, just practice. As I have already said, these limits are different for every account, and I can tell you about my experience. In January, it was able for me to comment on, for example, I don't know the number exactly, but for example, it was able for me to leave comments on 100 posts. But then I was on my vacation and I didn't use Combin for 2 weeks. And when I came back, my limits became lesser. I don't know why. Now I can comment only on 20 or maybe 30 posts a day. I don't know why Instagram shortened this limit, but somehow it happens. It's Instagram algorithm, which is unfortunately isn't known to anybody. Okay. Oh, guys, on my last webinar, the participants of the webinar shared their Instagram accounts in the chat in order to follow each other and maybe to speak, to discuss some strategies in Combin. So if you want, please share your Instagram account. We will be very glad to see you. Are there any plans to move Combin to the cloud? It would be much more convenient not being obligated to leave a laptop on all the time. I don't know. To tell the truth, I don't know this issue, but I will ask my development team. And on Combin Q&A session, you can also ask this question because there will be a representative of development team. He will tell you all the secrets, I'm sure. Yes, great idea about the cloud. And I just wanted to tell you that on every webinar, I got the same question: when there will be mobile app for Combin? I know that our development team is now working on it. We're trying to analyze what options will be available on mobile version, sorry. The thing is that Instagram is a desktop app, so we use the data that we use for our app is taken from desktop app. That's why it would be an issue, and it would be very difficult for our development team to introduce it to mobile. But I'm sure they will find the way, and some of the features, like maybe controlling the tasks or setting the tasks, will be available on mobile version. I cannot promise that it will happen soon, but still, they are working on it. How can you find a good ratio between like, comment, and following? I don't know. I think this is the thing that is up to every user to decide. Because for me, I just don't like to see some other people's photos in my feed. That's why I never follow anybody. Sometimes I comment on them, but very often, every day, I just go liking. That's all. But I think that the most successful strategy here is to follow people. Are you guys thinking about YouTube? What do you mean? We have a YouTube channel, and we posted there some webinars that we have already hosted. Or you mean YouTube Live or something like that? When I select all my followers and click the like button, it just shows complete and doesn't like anything. Do you have beta version? New beta version? I missed out the first 10 tips as I had trouble getting on this event. Can I get a recap, please? Yes, of course. Now you can see at the top of your screen, you can see subscribe to Combin YouTube channel pop-up. So go there, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tomorrow there will be a replay of this webinar. No problem, you can watch it once again. I would like to say a big thank you to Combin. Thank you. Thank you. I have jumped from 1,500 followers to 5,500 followers in about a year. Great. Congratulations. Do you want guys to share some statistics with us? I mean, to have a tool who works as YouTube as well as commenting example. Nice idea. Nice idea. Thank you. I will tell about that to the developers. I have been using Combin personal plan for 2 months now. I use it to drive engagement on my posts, and it's been super effective. I'm getting over 300 comments on every post now. But my challenge now is when I search for new hashtags in my niche, sometimes there will be duplicate comments on the same users. You can enable the filters do not comment already commented users. You can find this filter, and so you will avoid kind of problem. I launched a new music page on Instagram, and I have reached 1,200 followers in 2 months. That's great. What is your strategy? Do you use hashtags? Is it safe to use Combin for accounts that have more than 10,000 followers? I can tell you it is safe to use Combin for every account, every single account. If the app on the desktop could work when the computer is off, would be awesome. So I would not need the computer on. That would be awesome. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm using hashtags along with mass liking through Combin. Actually the same, but personally I don't use hashtags now. But mass liking, yeah, my favorite feature on Combin. Is there a presentation of this webinar available? Uh, do you want, you want to get the presentation, not the video, not the replay? Oh, guys, I will just show you one more, the dates for the upcoming webinars. Just a sec. The tips of this webinar. The video will be available on YouTube. You can find it tomorrow and you can watch it anytime. So no problem. Can I run, comment, like, and following at the same time? Of course, of course. Why not? I use Combin more than a year, and in every account with low followers and hi, never a problem. Thank you very much, guys. You are welcome. Thank you for your kind words today. After every webinar, I get so much inspired, and then I tell everything you just told us, your statistics, some facts about growth of your accounts. I tell everything to my development team, and they also got lots of inspiration. So thank you, guys. Any more questions? Any more ideas? Thank you very much. I think if you guys edit YouTube would be super dope. Great idea actually. Just the cloud and very golden. Thank you. Thank you for your ideas. Thank you for your recommendations. Thank you for great feedback. It's very important for us to receive this feedback. So you see the information about upcoming webinars on your screens. If you don't have your beta version installed, install it right now after the end of the webinar. Tomorrow there will be a replay on YouTube channel, so you can watch it anytime. If you have any questions on the webinars, on Combin app, on functionality of Combin, you are always welcome to write to our support team or to my email or just in comments on YouTube. I will be very glad to see all of you on the upcoming webinars, and of course we will have the representative of development team. He will be absolutely happy to answer all of your technical issues and questions if there are any. So thank you very much for attending this webinar. Thank you for kind words. Install beta version. Keep on, stay tuned. Love you guys. Goodbye.